To try to make sense of the global swine flu pandemic, just how dangerous it really is, we've invited back Dr. Martin Blaser to join us tonight. He is the past president of the Infectious Disease Society of America and is the chair of the Department of Medicine at New York University School of Medicine. As we just heard, the swine flu is spreading quite rapidly around the world, but the global death count, which right now I believe is at 1,500, remains relatively low. So just how dangerous is the disease?
I think, as you point, it's spreading all over the world. It's been present in more than 150 countries. I would guess that there already have been tens of millions of cases of infection and a relatively small number of deaths. But for where most of the world lives, it's the summertime, and this outbreak isn't over. In fact, it's just beginning.
But I want to keep in perspective the regular flu, if that's what we're going to call it. How many people die?
In the U.S., it's estimated about 35,000 people a year.
And how many have died from the swine flu so far?
So far, about 400.
The concern seems to be, that's often talked about, is that this flu, swine flu, could mutate into a deadlier form. How likely is that?
So far, the fact that it's been in millions of people and hasn't mutated is good news. That doesn't mean we're out of the woods, but when a virus comes along like this with so much force, where it's spreading all over the world with so many millions of people and not respecting seasonal boundaries the way flu usually does, then you have to worry that there's a lot of force to this virus.
Well, when you use the word force, I presume what you're referring to is the fact that it's a new virus that most people, maybe all of us, have never really been exposed to, and thereby we catch it more easily. Is that it? We don't have an immunity to it?
It is a new virus, although its relative circulated until 1957. So that's why people who were alive in 1957, people over the age of 50, seem to have some partial immunity. But for people born after 1957, which is most of the world's population, there's no pre-existing immunity, and that's one of the reasons it's spreading so rapidly.
And this propensity to possibly mutate, is it more likely in the swine flu, or are the odds the same with the swine flu as with any virus?
I don't think we know enough to answer that question. People are worried because it's spreading so effectively. So if it did mutate into a very severe form, a lot of people would be affected.
Got it. How are we doing when it comes to a vaccine, and how are we doing on the time scale?
Well, there has been a recognition that a vaccine is necessary. The WHO has said that. The U.S. government has said it. They have contracted with 5 major manufacturers. They've contracted for more than 150 million doses. That's about enough for every other person in the United States. And the goal is to get this out sometime in October. That's not as early as one would like, but if they can do that, it won't be too bad.
There are many places in the world where people can't afford, or there is no means by which to vaccinate. What happens?
That's going to be a problem. They're just tooling up production right now, and nobody is really looking after those other people.
Dr. Martin Blaser, thank you very much.
Thank you.